There's like, I'm being recruited. I could be a guild master. So, about my salary and how you're going to triple it. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Solo Leveling. We're now on to episode 8, which is called This Is Frustrating. So I missed the show last week, actually. I really like it, and I'm really liking how the story is just going at this great pace, and having a break last week was kind of nice because a lot of shows came out at the end of February, like every show it felt like in the world came out. But anyways, I still missed it, and I'm glad that we're back this week. The last episode that we have a new looming threat for our guy Jinwoo, because the brother of the man that he took out, one of the men that he took out in that horrible dungeon mission, his brother is out to take out the 2 survivors because he knew immediately that his brother must have been taken out, and likely because he knew that his brother was a shady guy, and that if he didn't make it out of a sea level dungeon, it was because someone made sure he didn't make it. So he has made it his mission to show up and take out the 2 survivors, Jinwoo and Jinho. And we also know that Jinho proposed a plan to Jinwoo because his father is a very wealthy man who would like to start his own guild, and Jinho would like to become the guild master of that guild, but he needs to do 19 more dungeons and survive them in order to qualify as a guild master, but he knows he does not have the strength or the abilities, particularly as a D rank, to do that alone. We had Jinwoo turning him down, at least for now, but I can't think that we saw all of that just for Jinwoo not to end up interacting with Jinho again. I'm going to jump into the episode, but just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be notified when I do uploads to this show, I should say, and shows like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you're liking it, please show some love with some thumbs up and comments below. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. And we still know what happened to his dad, right? Mm-hmm. Story of your life. It's funny watching the credits and seeing how he looked in episode 1 and 2. I love how they changed his character design. He is very different. Yeah, didn't I tell you? Calm down. Whatever. Yeah, I can't be letting my position be spreading. We'll just take out everybody else.
俺たち2人が無事なら19回のレイドを怪我人ゼロで終えることができる。19回連続無事故の攻撃隊。親父さんに実力を認めてもらう絶好の材料じゃない。
You better sell it to him. Say, listen, you're not the only salesperson here, brother. I got my skills.
そうしましょう、兄貴。
Okay.
メンバーとゲートは僕が手配しておきます。
Oh, first smile. Okay. All right, what's this girl's name again? I keep forgetting. She's the top chick, right? When are her and Jinwoo going to interface? That's what I want to know. I know this is a love story waiting to happen. We haven't seen that chick from the healer chick from the beginning in a while, huh? Yeah, who's creeping? I mean, you weren't really trying to hide that hard. Boomgil. Wait, isn't that his dad? Jinho's dad? Trying to recruit her. Oh, that's right. He did say his dad was going to try to recruit S rank hunters. So y'all can create machines that can do it. And you don't like that because it's not capitalistic, right? And you don't like that because you can't get rich off of it. And you want a slice of the pie. Knights, Fame, Hunter, White Tiger. My man said I'm an opportunist. Are they mercenaries though? Sure. Just say you're greedy. It's okay. Exactly. So that was his brother, Boomgil? That's okay. It's probably something else she'll get at some point.
ペナルティーゾーン。あそこであのムカデを相手にあの頃より楽に逃げられるかもしれないが、倒すとなるとそれに経験値が入るとも限らない。
It's true. My boy is just focused constantly on how to level up now, huh?
編成要請となると単独で戦うわけに
I was about to say, do you want to risk it, bro?
あるか。
Can you go and not show off? Like, if you can go and just chill, you'll be fine.
しれっぱいな。
The symbolism of the waiting man. I see that. He's like, I don't like this. I just want to keep leveling up.
全力の師範と立ち会いたかった。
またそれだ。もう何ヶ月も経つという。
I'm glad that he's got a good attitude about it. That would be hurtful.
師範は本当に引退なさらないのですか？
I
引退
mean, how much money do you have? Oh, yeah. And there's also the trauma.
さほど長くもない人生だが、どうせなら世の中に貢献するために使いたい。
Maybe you can train hunters instead? Again, I don't know how your powers work if you need both hands. I don't know. Oh, you were in the dungeon too.
次のレイドが決まった。
Oh, yeah. I don't know if your wife's going to be down for that.
やめてくれない？
またその話か。
Well, yeah, you almost died in the last
この
one,
前の
bro.
レイドも大勢亡くなって。
来年から運次は幼稚園だし、運派も中学だ。金はいるようだろ？
Yeah, can you work some part-time jobs, yo?
教会だって危険なダンジョンには俺らみたいな低級な。
Yeah, that's what you said about the last one.
ごめんなさい、余計なこと言
Oh,
って。
気
ma'am,
にすんな。
気
you
を
have
つけて。
every right to be scared, but I guess if it's the only way he can make money,
パパって強い
yeah,
の？
he's not coming back, is he? Something tells me that they're all going to run into each other and they're going to be like, Jinwoo, you are not the same man that we went to the dungeon with the first time.
僕では少々不適当かと思いまして。
The humility, it doesn't seem real.
問題はなんだ。お前がわざわざ俺の愚痴を聞くために呼び出すなんてことない
Maybe he just likes your presence, bro.
話ができましたので、
What is this?
友人建設がギルド立ち上げに。
Ah,
言ってるよ。裏で動き回っているみたいだな。
how do you secretly build a guild?
こっちがそれぐらい知ってるのは分かっていた
Oh,
だ
did
ろ
you?
う。
Okay,
あれ
this
くどいもん
game.
ないよせ。
Hmm.
あんたは昔から怖がりなんやから、ハンターなんてつい
Damn.
なんとちゃう。
Thanks for the confidence boost.
強いんやろうけど、あんたじゃ足手まといにな
Yeah,
る
well,
ちゃうの。
being strong has nothing to do with handling trauma.
自分のことは自分で決めれるからほっといて。
ちょっ
Yikes.
と何あんた。
Okay. Clearly, she's still struggling.
頑張ってみよ
Okay, girl. That's all you can do. Make sure you've done your best. I mean, no one would blame you for quitting, but you gotta be okay with it and feel like you really can't go on. And being a B rank, I feel like you just need to believe in yourself a bit more.
う。先ほどトレーニング中に友人建設のスカウトの方が
Okay,
来ま
these
して
people loyal. They're like, we're gonna tell you everything
報告ということは断ったということでいいの
for now.
そういえば私が来る前にベク社長がお見えになっていたようです。
See, this is the time when you're supposed to ask for a raise, sis. If there's like, I'm being recruited, I could be a guild master. So, about my salary and how you're gonna triple it.
どうってのは何か。
Okay, so that was
第3次レイド以降、あの島は立ち入
right.
る
That
こ
was
と
what we
ができ
saw in episode 1.
大衆には年に1回の異例の様子が伝えられるだけ。
What's really going on?
あそこで起こったことを忘れたことはありません。僕はいずれ遠くない未来に再びあの島の
Hey, my man said I don't leave loose ends.
我々は力をつけ仲間を増やし
Okay.
世論を動
So
かす
this
必
is
要
a
があります。
possible place for our boy Jinwoo to jump in.
あなたもあるんじゃないですか。あの島に忘
What
れ
did he
て
leave behind? His pride? A person? A child?
運足。ビョング。
So did they pass away or you don't know?
休みなのにまた仕事？
Hunters don't exactly follow the holiday schedule.
コンビニ行くんじゃないんだから。
You'd think his sister would be a little quicker that something is up with him though, because she knows him personally, you know? But it's interesting.
系ハンターとして覚醒したのもまた運命。
Is it?
それにも何か理由があるのだ。
Yeah, there could be a reason.
孫さん。まさかとは思ったが。
He's like, you don't look the same at all.
にしても、あのあどけない少年はどこに行ったんだ
I had to, you know. He got hacked up in that dungeon we were in.
切断された足はどうしたんだ
Right about that.
病院で目が覚めた。
I like that he's like, I really can't lie. There's no way to get around that.
まだまだ先の長い君が回復してよかった。
I like this guy.
怪我を負ってから時間が経ちすぎたようだ。
Is it? We don't know that.
こうしてまた会えて嬉しいよ。
孫さんはどうしてここに？
Dungeon time!
なんたる偶然。あの日のメンバーが
Not the whole crew except for the big guy. Hey guys, ready to go through our shared trauma together?
キムさんと。
Oh, he was there too? I don't remember him. Oh yeah, they can't look at him now because they left him behind.
孫君を置き去りにしてあの
Yeah,
場所から逃げた。
exactly.
こうしてまたあの惨劇を生き残った
Yeah,
5人
that
が
is
集まった
interesting.
なら
You're gonna have to chill, Jinwoo.
なんだそっちの兄ちゃんとできてんのか
So we're bringing criminals for these now? This is what we're doing?
遠足じゃないんだぞ。
Or are they just sacrificial lambs?
一般ハンターの皆さんには説明を行いますので
I guess it makes sense though, because with people getting magical powers, not everyone's gonna want to be a good guy.
この区域のハンターが減って人手が足りないのです。ご理解ください。
No, we can't understand actually.
カンテシクが同行します。
Tashik,
彼は
I'm
理系ですの
afraid
で、万が一の場合でも
some people are losing their lives today.
抑え込むのは容
3 C
な
rank?
のでご安心ください。
なんだか不安。
Y'all are tripping.
それなら私も行きます。
She's like, I'm a higher rank than you, or so she believes.
いや自由って最高
My boy Jinwoo's gonna have to take out people again.
勝手な真似をしたらどうなるか分かってるだろうな。
They're definitely going to die.
彼らは僕が責任を持って監視しますので。
Oh, can we? Something tells me my boy Jinwoo's still gonna have to do something.
私がリーダーをしても構わないか。
はい。もちろん
Please do. I need to lay low.
あの日、私のせいで7人も亡くなっ
No, I like him. Please let him survive.
た。心から感謝している。
And really,
孫さん、
Jinwoo deserved that because he did save them.
承知しました。それでは行きましょう。
The way he just looked at Jinwoo, you know how Jinwoo has the perception he can see what rank people are just by looking at them? I wonder if higher ranks can do the same to him. Good
ダン
luck.
ジョンへ。
Ah, I want to see the mission. Damn it. I knew we were done. I knew we were done. New ending song. All right, guys. Well, that was an interesting episode, but we got a little bit more plot movement with this one. Not so much action, which is fine. We had a lot in the last one. We see that Jinwoo did decide, in fact, to do business with Jinwoo because he's just like, I still need to find a way to make money and to keep leveling up because it looks like the program is no longer giving him things that will allow him to level up significantly the way that he has from dungeons. So it looks like the program obviously wanted to give Jinwoo a good running start, you know, get him to a point where he could actually be more useful in those dungeons. But it's like, we're not going to hold your hand through everything. You're going to have to still do the work and be in these dungeons. But obviously the issue that Jinwoo has is that he's still considered an E rank and he still has to keep the whole system thing a secret. So he can't necessarily go and do these high ranked dungeons and have people see what his capabilities are, and he doesn't know how else to get around that. So at least with him working with Jinwoo, we see that he gave him the condition that the only way we're doing this is if we go into these dungeons alone. So we're going to do basically what that scammer group did with us. We're going to hire enough people to fill the raids, but when we get there, we're going to pay them off and tell them to get lost. And once we get in, we're going to clear them, and that's it. And he's like, in the end, you'll be able to tell your dad that it was just you and one other person that cleared all these dungeons. It's going to instill confidence in your father that you're the right person to run the guild. And obviously, I'll just keep my secret to myself. Well, between the two of them, because obviously Jinwoo is going to see that he's crazy good. So we'll see how well that goes, because I just feel like word will get out. 19 dungeons is a lot, although this is one he's doing now, so it'll be 8. Well, no, it's still going to be 19 for the other guy. But anyway, it's a lot of dungeons is my point, and I'm sure word's going to get out if there's 6 people every dungeon that are paid off to not go in. People are going to start figuring out that these guys are clearing low-level dungeons by themselves, and how are they doing that if they're a D and a E rank, right? That's virtually impossible. But anyway, for now, that's the plan they're going with, and we'll have to see how it goes. And then we see that Jinwoo's like, in the meantime, I want to keep leveling up because we found out again at the beginning of this episode, he is desperate to get that elixir of life. He really wants to get his mom healed, which is very understandable. And I think I saw like a scar on her neck. I'm not sure, but I could have sworn in the first shot I saw like what looked like a scar on her neck, which again, it might have been a shadow, but I'm just wondering what's also going on with Jinwoo's dad. We just heard back in episode 1 that he went missing, and that's all we heard. But I'm wondering, now that well, I'll get back I'll get back to that in a minute. But anyways, so that is why Jinwoo is so desperate to kind of keep going and getting stronger, as he said, because he really wants to just get his family out of this place that it's been in for so long. And it's understandable. We saw in episode 1 and 2 that life's been very hard for Jinwoo. It's been just a struggle after struggle after struggle since these portals opened up. So I see why he's kind of desperate to just keep pushing himself and not really let himself chill and relax. Like his sister said, before you used to take like a week to recover from a dungeon, and now you're like, I just want to keep working, even if it's a holiday. So good on Jinwoo, honestly. It shows that he's got the heart and the right mentality, and he's definitely not wasting this opportunity, which again, considering that he almost died in the first dungeon, you understand why he's got this new verve, this new vim for life now. And then we saw that with the top guild masters of 2 of the guilds, I should have written the names down, but we know that there's 5 main guilds right now. The 2 of them that were at the Jeju Island in episode 1, we see that the one guild master with all the rings was saying that he's never forgotten what happened, and that failure, I guess, has haunted him. And he said, you know, I guess ever since then, they've just sealed off Jeju Island. So that says to me that the gate is still open, and it looks like they're just kind of keeping it contained so that things don't necessarily trickle into the rest of, well, it's supposed to be Korea, but they're saying it's still a problem because they feel like it's a failure. And it looks like he said that, you know, we left things behind on Jeju. So I'm assuming that there were 2 people. There was 2 names that were mentioned that I guess were either left on Jeju or we don't know if they passed away. In the flashback we saw, one of them was definitely still alive. So there's a possibility that there are hunters that are still trapped on Jeju who survived, potentially, but they just haven't had a chance to go back because it's been deemed too dangerous. So anyways, we heard that the guy with the rings is like, I do plan on going back and clearing that dungeon, like for my own reasons, and I'm hoping that you'll be someone who'll come with me, since these guys are basically considered the top of the top. So there was that, and then we got to see what's her name? Heian. She's the other top S rank. It's the female hunter. She was approached by a recruiter from Yujin Construction who's trying to get her to go to the new guild. This is something that we heard Jinwoo already say that his family was trying to do, is poach S rank hunters from other guilds to join their new one. But their new guild is not formed yet. But yeah, word's getting out. And of course it would. If there's only 5 guilds that run everything, word's going to get out quick if a new player is trying to enter the ring. And we heard the whole speech from Jinwoo's dad about why he feels it's important that a civilian, or I guess you can see an industry other than hunters, gets into the game. I understand half of what he's saying. It's true that the hunters and the government being the only ones who control all these very huge resources in the country and possibly the world is a bit scary. But I also heard a lot of just plain old capitalism in there. He was just like, why are they the only ones getting rich? We should all get rich. But the only thing I didn't like was that he called them all mercenaries, which I'm like, yeah, I guess technically, you know, doing jobs for money makes you a mercenary to a degree, but hunters, the job of being a hunter is no joke. Like, a lot of these hunters never come back. So the fact that not just anyone can do this, to me, I don't think they deserve to be called mercenaries. I think that's a bit of a belittling term and something that is very much a rich man thing to say. But anyways, we understand his reasoning behind why he wants to get into the guild game and make his own coins. But I don't disagree with him that there should be an outside player that's not directly linked to government or these hunters, that's kind of like a control to keep it from being a monopoly. So anyway, we heard the reasons behind that, and now we kind of understand more of where Jinwoo is coming from. And then finally, we had a little bit on Junie. We have not seen her since, was it Junie, I think her name is? Juhi, sorry. The healer who has been not so good since that first dungeon. We know that she took a break because she wasn't able to get back in the game because of her PTSD, but she doesn't want to give up on being a hunter just yet. We see that she's got some family pressure. It looks like her family doesn't really believe in her or doesn't really think she should be doing this. And so she's willing to give it at least one more shot because she just doesn't want to go back to, I guess, a mundane life unless it's absolutely necessary. There's no other way that she can continue being a hunter. And the reality is, when you are traumatized or scared of something like that, the only way for you to move past it, if you're going to move past it, you have to face your fears down and kind of work through the trauma. So we saw the last time she tried to do something at that D rank gate, she kept getting flashbacks when she couldn't hold her spells. So this is another chance for her to see if she's able to push through. But I think with having Jinwoo there is definitely going to help her, because that's going to be inspirational for her to see this kid who was weaker than she was at the time come back and be stronger now. I think that's really going to be the motivation she's going to need to push through her trauma this time, especially having other people now who know what she's going through, which again is a very interesting thing that they mentioned that this, or that they have all, well, not all, yeah, all 5 survivors of that dungeon are all back for another D rank dungeon here. So I'm very interested to see if we're all going to survive it this time. And again, if anyone's going to recognize a difference in Jinwoo, it's going to be one or all of these guys, because they know what Jinwoo was like, and it's going to be cemented in their mind what Jinwoo was like because of what happened in the first one. So we'll see if they pick up on what's going on. But coincidentally, if they all survive this, remember for these raids that Jinho wants to do, they would need 6 other people. If these guys all survive, they would basically have everyone that they need to keep running through those 19 dungeons together, especially if Jinwoo ends up showing his secret while they're in this dungeon. And I have a feeling that's going to happen because of the criminals that have been made to join them. So I just think it's interesting because they were going to do the whole paid route. And as I said, I just don't see that working long term. People would start to talk eventually. But if this group survives and they all know Jinwoo's secret and they all just want to keep working and being successful, it would make sense for them to join this group and then be this group of who are going to do the next 19 dungeons together. So that's what I think could happen if they all survive. At the very least, I think they'll probably at least keep Jui, and then Mr. Song, who I really like. I hope that he survives too. I just really like his character. That was all really cool. And then, the point that I was mentioning before about Jeju Island, of people who are trapped there, I'm wondering if there's a possibility, and again, this is kind of a far-fetched thing. I'm wondering if maybe Jinwoo's dad was part of the raid or one of the soldiers that went to go fight on Jeju, and that went south, and that his dad has been missing ever since then because it got sealed off. Maybe, I don't know. But again, maybe his dad's not really a factor in this, but the fact that he's not dead and he's been mentioned, it just makes me wonder if maybe there's a chance that Jinwoo's dad is out there. So I don't know. That's just a theory. Again, just throwing it out there as someone who's not read the source material. So yeah, another good episode. We definitely put some pieces in place for plot. I definitely enjoy that. As I said, definitely we have a lot of action in this show, so it's okay to have a breather episode, and I feel like this one was good for filling in some gaps and of course giving us storyline that we definitely need to carry the rest of the show through. So I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next video.